I won't speak amorphously about it. I'll probably share my own story in this whole issue. And what I can tell you is that nobody comes out unscathed. I didn't either. I suffered from, post-traumatic trauma as well, just by virtue of my work and, listening to the soldiers and being out there with them and being in very tricky situations. And what I'd like to tell you is that the relationship that is there between an event and memory, is what we call trauma. That is unpleasant. Mm-hmm. And that is what makes somebody not be able to be in the present and constantly be caught up in a loop of a bad event. It may be triggered by a smell, a touch, a sound, something you see, somebody, all those things. And so we have to be able to understand trauma in light of not just it being for specific people, but probably the reason why we don't think it's a big deal, we have to also look at it just from a national level. We have no appreciation for mental illness and mental wellness. He said it well. If you are not mentally well, we throw you away. And I'll say here what I constantly say. I can live without an arm. I can live without a leg. I can live without an eye. I can live without a kidney. But I cannot live with any part of my mind not being intact. And that should really be the focus that is there. I think there's too much focus of if it's not broken or if it's not bleeding, you must be okay. And the question that I feel we need to start asking, not just for the soldiers, but even for our country, is trauma or even mental illness, is it a form of disability? Mm-hmm. And therefore, how can we help people? Because if we cannot take care of our best, if we can't take care of our best, mm-hmm. what does that even say for those people who are nowhere near the radar? Mm-hmm. So we need to have actually a national conversation about where it all stems from, which is in the mind, and see how to actually make mental care and wellness a national strategy. Mm-hmm. Because everything that we are seeing out here is as a result of, people are not just mentally well. It's the trauma that people are going through. It's not just for soldiers. Look at what we do to each other during the election period. Yes. People come out traumatized. And you want them to wake up the following day and go to work and take care of their kids. How are they supposed to do that? And people start drinking, people become violent, and you wonder, what's wrong with our society? We've turned away from God. God had nothing to do with this. Mm-hmm. We need to come together and say, you're hurt, I'm sorry, and it matters. How can I help you? We need to actually build the level of empathy that we have for each other. Not that, well, that's your problem. You chose to be a soldier, so those are the, occupational hazards. Sorry. No, that's not it at all. Mm-hmm. So I think building more empathy, raising the level of consciousness about each other is also going to help.
Thank you.
You're talking about the, season of Ramadan, and people are being told out there, be careful. What does that even mean? I feel the only way we can truly be safe is not by the number of guns we have or the number of policemen we have, is if we are a community where we feel inclusive, a community where we feel all of us have a vested interest, mm-hmm. and we stop dividing each other on things that nobody can do anything about. Mm-hmm. You don't like me because of the tribe I was born into, mm-hmm. really? Mm-hmm. So come on, let us look at what brings us together, which is more, and take care of each other in that way. And therefore, no enemy can actually come within us. That's my view.
Thank you.